Unreal 3, and then now they're going to Unreal 5, and it's going to look like Claire Obscure.
I also have to imagine that probably Disney's probably also throwing in some wrenches in there. Then you have, especially if they've been breaking up the team, if, maybe members of the team keep moving between different projects and everything. And so that, knowledge of how to work with the engine gets lost and everything like that. So there's a lot of stuff I think that
I always think back to the whole Smash thing where Disney was like, it wasn't us, remember? It ended up being like it was like Square that was difficult or something like that. And they were like,
because putting Sora in the game, right?
Okay. Yeah. Because Disney was like, it's not us when it comes to like using Sora wherever or in other games or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, because they don't own Sora. Square does.
Right, because Sora's the original character from Kingdom Hearts. Disney affects, like the worlds and those characters and everything like that. But Sora himself, that is all.
Can you imagine
Square.
if they put like fucking Goofy in Smash?
Oh God!
Now we're talking.
every time you
day one right there. I'm there.
You get a KO. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Straight just flies off the sky. Like I would literally pay money.
Oh yeah.
For that character in a heartbeat.
That would be.
Listen, you're gonna see them all in Fortnite soon. All right, that's the big thing.
Oh yeah, Fortnite. Whoa, yeah.
That's Disney's biggest plan right now. They're expanding into Fortnite, dude.
Mickey just gunning people down. I'm sure that's.
Well, if it's Square, then it's not going to be Disney characters. It's going to be Sora. It's going to be a Final Fantasy character or something like that. So.
No, we're talking about Disney proper. I want to see Minnie just like popping a gravy on somebody.
Now we're talking. See, I'll get the kids caring about Minnie and Mickey.
With the Oswald the Rabbit just doing the orange justice real quick.
Oh God.
On a corpse. I haven't played Fortnite in a long time. I remember like 2 of the dances in that game.
I feel like I played it once or twice with Tallen, and that was about it. And that was right when it came out.
Fortnite is actually for what it is great. Like you can't take away how good Fortnite is for what it is, but it's whether or not you want what it is.
I just didn't like building stuff, which was the main gimmick of it. So I was like, that's probably ain't for me. I played PUBG. I'm like, I don't like this game either.
It's like you go to McDonald's and you're asking for s'mores. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
it's so different now too, man. Like I loaded it up the other day just because I was just curious, and it's like I don't even know what the hell. Like it's completely different from like 2 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I see videos of it and stuff. It's like what is even going on anymore in this game?
It's straight up just like sandbox. Like you open it up and it's like, what do you want to do? You want to play tag? You want to play this? I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm like, what's going on with this game anymore?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
All right, let's not beat around the bush because we are officially live now. So
hi everybody.
Yeah, we are joined by the OG group here on Direct Gaming. So hope you guys are gonna enjoy because we got a spicy live stream today. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Let me just get one up real quick, and I think we're gonna be in business because oh boy, it has not been quiet these last couple of days when it comes to gaming. If that is that I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think that is a hot take when it comes to going on right now.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're gonna need to if you make these into videos, Talon, we need to.
I'm literally about to start hitting recording because we're already live. I'm capturing this and this is going up. If you don't think I'm gonna put this kind of shit up, like holy crap.
We need to make sure we get when we get to the green team news, we need to put the Sideshow Bob stepping on rakes thing in there because like how 24 hours you can't go 24 hours. Anyway, we got to talk shit about Blue Point first because that was fucked up.
Yep. That is, I think, aside from the industry insider people who say, no, Sony definitely needs to be shutting them down because them going into live service was the perfect plan and everything. And it's just, shut up.
Anyone who says that is a communist.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Stupid people.
I don't know.
Like the people who are super super ponies.
Oh yeah,
Super
no, the
funny.
fanboys will cook up a reason for why it was a great idea, why it was a big brain idea. But those of us in the real world who have basic reasoning skills can see it's
Dude, how
kind of a
about
bad idea.
how about the OG Xbox or not Xbox God of War creator? What's his name? David Jaffe or whatever.
Oh God, David Jaffe.
Oh god.
He was like Xbox, why don't you do the right thing? And like insinuating for them to pick up Blue Point. It's like, dude, in today's news drops, you're just like, yeah, because that's a smart idea, right?
That aged like
to
milk.
Xbox.
Holy crap! An accelerated milk of
like,
that. Oh my
dude.
god. Okay,
can't
real
believe
quickly
that.
for anyone who
Behind
happens
the
to join us
water
right here before I let these guys just go wild and loose. Okay, if you haven't heard or you've been living under a rock for, I kid you not, less than 48 hours, we have now heard that PlayStation is going to be shutting down Blue Point Games, which we'll get into what they do here in a minute, and Xbox is having its own drama right now with Phil Spencer retiring, Sarah Bond resigning, Matt Booty becoming the Xbox Chief Content Officer, and an AI head leader person now becoming Microsoft Gaming CEO. Yeah, it is, let's just say waking up these last couple of days have been like, am I in an alternate universe right now? So I'm not even going to try and go into the, the news because I know Bobby and Lethal and Lemon here are going to just cover the exact same things I'm going to say. So first off, let's go over PlayStation stuff. Lethal, you are our resident PlayStation hack, if some people want to call you that. What are your thoughts when you woke up to this or just saw this pop up? Like, this is wild. I want your raw emotions right now. Go.
Dude, I was writing a press release, just doing my job, excited about video games. And then I I just look to my phone. I see a Twitter notification from Wario664 that is saying that like report is coming in that Sony PlayStation is basically shutting down Blue Point Games. I can't even, like, that's a sentence that you don't think you'd read. That doesn't even make sense. Out of all the studios to get shut down, and it's going to be Blue Point Games, it just makes there's so many. I feel like there's a couple other studios that I would imagine have gotten the axe before Blue Point Games would get it. And it's the most shocking shit I've ever heard of in my life, dude. Because you're talking about the team, and to be fair, I don't follow like too much of Blue Point's past. If I'm going to be real, I look back as far as like the Shadow of the Colossus remaster that they did. Same thing with Demon Souls. But like Demon Souls, for example, for me, that was like the game to like. That was the first game I got to play my PlayStation 5. And I think for a lot of people, that was like, the first game they got with their PS5. And so I looked at that as like the champion of like starting off this like, great start with the PlayStation 5 because that game looked gorgeous. And I felt like for a while, we've all been waiting of like, what's the next game? What is Blue Point working on? And, I'm not sure about everybody else, but I wasn't under the knowing of that they were potentially working on a God of War live service game. I didn't even know that they were one of the studios that were working on a live service game. So that to me actually caught me by surprise when I found out that apparently they were tasked with working on a God of War live service game. And my first thought is like, why in God's green earth did you go to this studio and gave them a project to work on that is a God of War live service game?
Yeah, Jim Ryan. Why Herman Hulst? Why did you put a team known for remastering and remaking games like the God of War collection, the Shadow of the Colossus, Metal Gear Solid HD, Uncharted collection, Gravity Rush Remastered, and all these other games? Why would you put them on a live service game? I mean, it's not like all your other live service games have been just complete flops at this point, right? So why? Please answer. Please. Anyway, continue.
On top of that, because you're absolutely right. Because like on top of that, it's to then cancel the damn project when they decided, you know what? Holy shit, let's take a step back. Maybe we need to reevaluate this whole live service push because how many successful live service games did Sony put out in the last like 5-6 years? We can count it on one hand, bro. And so just to think that that project got canceled, I need to know, like, my biggest thing, I don't know about you guys, but my biggest thing is like what happened after that project got canceled. Like, was there a period for Blue Point to like pitch something else? Like, what, like there's so much I need to know about this gray box of like this project got canceled. Do you mean to tell me it got canceled and they just said, you know what? This studio's not going to produce us anything worthy. Are you shitting me? Do we not know the catalog of the glorious IP that PlayStation has that Blue Point could have easily gone into to just make some beautiful, modern remakes of tons of classic games? Literally, the fan base is screaming for everybody in the sun to go back and do a Jack and Daxter or to go back and do something else, man, like a Sly Cooper. There's just so many different games, different avenues they could have gone down, and they landed on, you know what? I think we need to axe this studio. It's what's the craziest part too is we are in the day and age right now of like remasters and remakes, and you have one of the goats of remasters and remakes, and you axe them. You ask them. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no way you just don't look at this decision and think, you know what, that makes sense, man. I get it. It makes zero decision because that was I feel like that's like the golden pony. It's the easiest thing to sit here and drop another Sly Cooper or something with modern visuals.
And it would cost them nothing.
Drop that studio?
It would cost them absolutely nothing. It's like when Nintendo remasters something or remakes something, right? It cost them pennies to make it, right? Everyone freaked out about that. What was it? The Donkey Kong HD, which was originally from the Wii, but then it went to the 3DS and then it went to the Switch 2 or whatever the case was. That probably cost them pennies to make. And guess what? It sold over 1 million within the first couple of months. And that's just bonus revenue for them, essentially, like that. Now, yes, I would personally say that I don't think every single person is going to buy something like a Sly Cooper, because that's definitely something from like our generation when we were younger. I would absolutely love it. But regardless, though, if they priced it right and it would cost them pennies to make, that's more for free revenue right there. But no, let me guess. Your Horizon live service game, that needs more money, right, guys? Right?
Yeah, man. It's heartbreaking, dude, because it's the one studio that I think a lot of us were like, you know, Tallen, like we talked about before, but like who's doing this like Bloodborne remaster or remake, man? And I think for the longest time, everybody, right, including myself, that's like it's got to be Bluepoint, right? I mean, it makes the most sense, especially after Demon Souls, and just to know that like not only were they not even working on like, you know, like something like a Bloodborne game, it was a God of War live service, and I can only imagine them trying to do whatever they could to make that work. And it's just gutting to know that studio's no longer with PlayStation, because it was the one that like I was so excited to hear what they had coming next. Yeah. And it's wild, man. It's wild.
Bobby, I want your thoughts. Let's hear it. I got to hear it from you, man.
Yeah, it sucks. It's just a stupid move because Bluepoint wasn't even a huge studio. Bluepoint also, if I'm not mistaken, assisted with God of War Ragnarok. Right?
They've assisted on other projects when they need to be brought in to, like, you know, cross the finish line, like most studios do these days, where you bring certain people over from other departments and everything to then help, you know, do the polish, you know, final checks and everything like that to just get it over that metaphorical finish line. And Bluepoint has been part of that as well, on top of all of the HD collections and the remasters that they've done before. And PlayStation's just like, yeah, more money to Horizon. You guys go. We don't need you. They didn't even just say, okay, look, we're not going to keep any more, and just let them go back off on their own or something like that. No, they're just like, no, we're just dismantling the entire thing. So,
well, and like, there's the remaster studio, and you're remaking God of War 1 through 3. So who the fuck is doing that? Like, what's going on, man?
Yep.
You know,
and I doubt they've brought I doubt they've brought the majority of that team over to help with that said God of War remake. I doubt they did that. So it's just like,
we don't even know if anyone has a team yet. Like, that literally could have just been
that could have just been, hey, it's happening.
Yeah, no,
because I mean that's been known for a while. Yeah. They'll make trailers like that just to get people to join teams to build it out. I mean, that could
easily,
be a PS6
I mean, Elder Scrolls 6, anybody? I mean,
yeah.
They also did say in the what's it called, that Herman Hulse shitty like letter thing that went out, statement thing.
Oh, let me see.
They did mention that. Yeah, it's out there. You can find it. But he does mention that I think some of the talent did get, you know, put into other teams and whatnot. So some of those guys were able to keep a job probably in some other studio. And like you mentioned a good point, Bobby. Like, I guarantee you they probably kept some of those guys, if they could, to work on the God of War trilogy that they announced. So that makes sense. But I mean, obviously that's not everybody, right? That's you still just, you know, took down probably you know, an amazing team, and now you only kept so many people. And so at the end of the day, it's you lost so much good talent, you know.
Well, and that's the problem with most everything going on right now, is that there's so much talent being lost across the industry right now, and people are wondering, like, why aren't people, you know, wanting to become, you know, game devs, or why are things not optimized, or why is this happening? It's just like, because you keep just taking things away from everybody, and then you fire everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not new though. I mean, it's been known, the industry's been known to be an absolute grinder, just killing people to get games out the door for a decade plus. Like I remember when I was in college, the whole reason I even got into computer science was to become a game developer. And by the time late high school into college, I learned very quickly just how brutal trying to be a game programmer is. And it's just like, this is not worth it. And it's all shaking out as that's literally the case and only getting worse. So
yeah, I mean that's what stopped me. Like I just left the industry completely.
yeah,
Because I got
pays
hit
too
by the
low.
recession.
Yeah, it pays too low, too much overtime. Like it's just not worth it. Something. I mean, I think we're right in the middle of watching the industry over as a whole changing. Right, the whole AAA model doesn't work anymore, and we're seeing the ramifications of it. So, yeah. But no, so I'm on the Wikipedia page though for Bluepoint. Interesting thing. Started by Retro Studios employees.
Retro is hiring right now.
But no, get this. So Bluepoint was an independent studio, for lack of a better phrase, until 2021. So it was after Demon Souls was released. They have never put a game out for Sony after they got bought out by Sony. So they effectively sat on them. Let them just, I guess, try to make this open world. I mean, this live service game, and then just shuttered them. They've never put a game out under Sony, which is ridiculous.
Yep. Well, it's because they're working on that live service BS for some time, and then higher ups who told them to do the live service game said, "Now cancel it." And so, you see some people trying to defend this, saying like, "Well, they haven't put anything out." It's like, no shit, Sherlock, because higher
neither did Naughty Dog.
Yeah, neither did Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog's a jack shit. You think those remasters are made by the top team of Naughty Dog? No, they're made by the interns who are trying to learn the engine and everything like that. Like, come on.
I mean, Neil Druckmann doesn't want to be at the studio anymore. He just want to make TV shows.
God, he's becoming an American Kojima. So.
I was going to say, it's just like Kojima. He doesn't want to make games anymore. He just wants to make really long cutscenes. He's always want to do that. I just played through Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Oh my god! But yeah, So I mean, I've got Herman's little letter to everyone up here on the screen. So I wanted to share an important update with the studio business. As I've mentioned in December, Town Hall 2025 had some strong highlights within PlayStation Studios. Ghost of Yotei launched a critical and commercial success. Death Stranding 2 on the beach further showcased our commitment to narrative excellence, and Helldivers 2 and MLB The Show continue to drive ongoing player engagement and revenue. At the same time, we're operating in an increasingly challenging industry environment. Rising development costs slowed industry growth, changing player behavior, and broader economic headwinds are making it harder to build games sustainably. To navigate this reality, we need to continue adapting and evolving. We're taking a close look at our business to ensure we're delivering today while still well positioned for the future. As a result, we will be closing Bluepoint Games in March. This decision was not made lightly. Bluepoint is an incredibly talented team, and their technical expertise has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. I want to thank everyone at Bluepoint for their creativity, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. Where possible, we will work to find opportunities for some impacted employees within our global network of studios. While I know this is hard news to hear, I'm confident in the direction we're headed. Creativity, innovation, and building unforgettable experiences for players remain at the heart of PlayStation Studios. We have a robust roadmap for our fiscal year 2026 with much to look forward to in the months ahead. Thank you for your hard work and continued support. How about we start with old Herman there? Let's just get his ass out of there.
I just don't understand how he has a job. But then you know how it is with the C-suite.
Oh, I mean,
you
you fail upwards in these in that kind of environment and everything. I mean, that's basically what it is. But again, it's just the how people are looking at it from the outside. Yeah, maybe some of this stuff is true and it is really that bad. But guess what? Looking from the outside in, the reputation and the vision and what the picture of PlayStation looks like right now, especially for PlayStation 5 with Jim Ryan and Herman here, is utter failure for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right. And now I'm not saying the PlayStation itself has been an utter failure or anything like that. Clearly we've had good games, but overall, it has been just a mess in general. And Just, again, how do the? I mean, we know Jim Ryan's gone. I still personally think he was welcome to retire, especially after the some of the guys over in Japan came over and like, what the fuck are you doing with our money right now? And so he's like, I'm gonna leave now. So, and luckily Herman's not at the tippy top. He still has a boss, but he still has a lot of power and say. And I hope PlayStation reevaluates that real soon.
Yeah, this whole like live service bullshit like agenda that they pushed for the past whatever couple of years now, it just bit them in the ass so much. And again, just we lost so much great talent because of that process. And it's the same like record that keeps spinning of just like this whole chasing for the next like Fortnite. It's I hope these companies realize like that shit's just not happening. Like
but they won't. That's the problem. They won't. The higher ups are so they have their heads so far up their asses right now.
It's just so crazy because you're gonna just keep seeing history repeat at this point. Like they're gonna sit here and be like, oh man, like why are we not making money? It's because you keep tackling this shit at that same angle. Like it does get to the point where it's like, Jesus Christ, like how long do you guys keep going until you just completely fumble the entire brand and shit? Like it's the craziest thing that like that's something that hasn't yet fucking like made an impact. Like it hasn't yet been like, yo, holy shit, maybe we should stop investing in this live service push because clearly it's just not working. They're not seeing that return, or obviously they're not seeing what the money that they want to get back. And then also look at these massive projects. Like I still think back to like the was it Spider-Man 2? It was like over 300 million or like over $200 million projects or whatever. And there's also like questions about, the scales of the games too. It's, it, like you said, Tallen, like it is at a point where it's like, some people are like, oh, like, they're doing a good job or they're like doing the best in the race. And it's like, dude, like they're really not. Like this could be such a different picture if they would have just made so many better decisions. And it's just, again, this is just one of the ramifications of obviously poor leadership at the top there. You're losing an amazing studio like Blue Point. It's insane, dude.
Well, I mean, Bobby and I talked about this almost 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago at this point, where I asked him straight up, I said, because this is when all the leaks happened, unfortunately, with what happened with Insomniac, but the whole $300 million thing with how much Spider-Man 2 cost. And I asked him, I said, do you really think Spider-Man 2 itself cost $300 million? Or did they try to lump together them trying to make that live service game that eventually got canceled, like the server infrastructure and everything? And if I remember correctly, Bobby, you said you think that was part of it. I can't remember if that was your full answer.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you that was part of it because you have to think a lot of Spider-Man 2 was just like asset flip, right? They had the combat system, they had the city. Yeah, they made it bigger, but like not, it's not that much bigger. And most of the rest of it was the same. Yeah, they had to add some new animations for a couple things here and there, but overall, like you would think that the cost of development, because it was a true sequel, would have gone down,
well, especially when you have Ghost of Tsushima and then Ghost of Yotei, and it, for the most part, cost around the same amount. And I think you can argue that Ghost of Yotei, in terms of like gameplay and some of the world stuff that you do and everything, like all of that improved, right? Even some things like the facial animation and everything, yeah, that got bumped up in quality, but it didn't cost them triple the price to make that game. And guess what? It was already profitable, which they've already stated. So what happened with Spider-Man? Now I get it. It is also a licensed game. And I know you've got to pay a percent to Marvel and everything like that. But again, how do you go from the price of the first Spider-Man game all the way up to where 2 was? And I'm like, it had to have been the infrastructure and trying to do the servers. And when they saw that what was it, Web of Shadows or whatever, I think was what it was supposed to be called. The moment they saw that wasn't going to go anywhere, they probably just lumped it all together for, I don't know, tax reasons or something like that. If I had to take a wild guess, I'm not a business major, obviously, but that's my only guess, at least.
Yeah, that's very reasonable guess. Like that's how things are done a lot of the time.
Exactly.
Well, we also got to understand now that video games are, as a whole, the biggest media in the world, right? They're bigger than movies, bigger than books, because books have been relevant decades. That's why everyone's illiterate.
Yep.
But that also brings in your Harvard MBA style management. And that's what we're seeing. This is the exact same shit that goes down in corporate America across the board, regardless of the industry. I mean, you look at Microsoft as that's how that works. That's how all of this works. Look at Oracle. Look at any of these tech companies. This is literally how they're getting people from these companies to run Sony, to run these game companies, because there's money there now, and you got to make sure the shareholders are happy. That's just how it's going to be. So you get a bunch of people who don't play video games. They're there for the money. Oh, they worked at this other corporation that, they made their money, or hell, they could have failed terribly, got their golden parachute, and for some reason, the hiring team in HR did not vet them properly, which does happen more often than you'd think, despite all of this being very out in the open on Google.
Yeah, well, I mean, was it the guy who was in charge of Xbox before Phil Spencer, who had the disastrous Xbox One launch? Like, he technically got promoted. He moved on to some like toy company or something like that, if I remember correctly. Even Sarah Bond herself, she came from T-Mobile or something. Like,
on the flip side, though, Reggie came from Pizza Hut, so it's not always bad.
It's not always bad. It's not always bad.
Yeah, you can't necessarily put it, because, like, remember when we're talking about an executive, like, an executive's job is to maximize profits.
Yeah, that's literally their job.
That is their job.
Yeah.
Like, it does not matter where they come from. If they have that business sense to do that, they're going to get hired.
Yeah.
But the thing is that in gaming, we see, especially with Xbox, we see like Phil Spencer he's the gamer guy, right? He's like, and don't get me wrong, like Phil Spencer, I would love to like sit down and have a beer with Phil Spencer and be like, dude, what do you play? But at the same time, you got to look at Phil Spencer and go, yeah, but Phil, you kind of fucked up, man. You know that, right? Like, because when you look at Game Pass, look at Play Anywhere, look at like all of these things literally just cut into their profit. So the decision, like, and I get where he was coming from with Game Pass, right? It was what, like 2017, Netflix was going like, oh, we finally are turning a profit, and now we're one of the most profitable things in the world. And you look at that and you go, hey, you know what? We could try that. We're going to buy up everything because we're Microsoft. And then we're going to, make our own Netflix for gaming. Not realizing that Netflix was going to raise their prices 15 times. But the thing about Netflix is right, let's say most of us, if we're entertaining company, let's say we have a lady friend over, right? Like, are you going to go, hey, I mean, ideally we're going to go, hey, do you want to play some Game Pass? Or you're going to go, hey, you want to watch a show or a movie? Like, which one's going to be more likely to happen for the general population? Like, television and movies are like ubiquitous, right? They are just a constant in everyday life, whereas video games are still like not as niche as they were, but they are not on that level of just watching a TV show or a movie.
And I think
everybody watches TV and movies.
Yeah.
I like he brought Netflix up, though. I mean, the problem with all this is subscriptions work very well in tech. Like, there's a reason why Adobe doesn't let you buy Photoshop anymore. You have to subscribe. Netflix, streaming in general. There's a reason why there's a literal arms race trying to buy up every movie studio right now. Streaming does work in some environments. It doesn't work for us, the consumer. It royally screws us, but it works out great for these corporations. It just turns out that you can't just kind of shoehorn that into everything. And I hate how we're talking about Sony, we're going to Microsoft now, but that's what happened with Microsoft. But you're seeing that with Sony too. They're trying to shoehorn in whatever the biggest money item is, and that's live service games. And it's a majority of Sony's income now is from live service games by virtue of being on their consoles. Fortnite, Epic pays Sony so much money, and Sony was, I want that cut. I want that money.
They want 100%. They don't want the 30% or whatever it is. Like, yeah.
And so that's the exact from demands from on high. They demand that you need to make a live service game. It would not surprise me if they had a mandate that says you're going to make a live service game, or we're going to start gutting your management in all these studios. Like, I'm sure Naughty Dog got the mandate. Blue Point obviously got the mandate, and they got hosed trying to go after that. But I mean, it goes across the board. Mandates from on high from management. That's how it goes.
Because they think they're going to be able to make the next Fortnite or make something that's bigger than Fortnite when they don't realize that was the exception, not the rule.
But it helped the shares go up. The stocks went up when they announced, and that's the problem.
It's blinded. It's literal blinders. They are solely focused on that, and they can't even look left or right a little bit. It is just straightforward. That's all it is.
They're not necessarily focused on that. They're focused on the next quarter. It's all about they do not look beyond 6 months. Any corporation, they do not look beyond 6 months. Right? That's a problem across the board in all of the world.
Yeah, in all of big business, that is a huge thing, is how short-sighted every company is when it comes to.
And it hurts games the most because they take so freaking long to make.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
or they don't. Or when it comes to games as well. Sorry, Bob, just cut you off real quick. The other thing with games is that, you know, especially when you look at something like a single player game or something like that. Yeah, you do have some games that will take off and sell 10 million copies in a day, you know, like something like a GTA. But again, the exception, not the rule. But there are games that the game, especially with single player games and everything like that, they play the long game in terms of sales, right? That's why we constantly get updated sales numbers on certain games going like, hey, they just passed 10 million. They just passed 20 million, 30 million. It's just like, didn't that game release like 5-6 years ago? It's like, yeah, and it's still constantly making money because people keep buying it. So, but they don't see that though. Like Lemon, you said, they focus on the 6 months and that's it. So
how do you keep squeezing out blood from a rock? I mean, that's why live services are so, very sexy to these executives. You can keep getting more money out of the same game you've already made. So the investment's gone now. Now you just have to have a skeleton crew building new skins. That's the ideal. Push down, what's the word? Push down how much money you have to put into this to increase profits. Until I'm also not a business major.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it either.
And you know what, Lemon, I'm glad you brought that up, because like subscription models are the way for a lot of companies. If you guys didn't watch that Apple thing from Tim Cook the other day, you want to hear something absolutely mind-blowing? Apple's services, just their subscriptions, is now a Fortune 40 company. So Apple's the number 2 company in the world after Nvidia, right? Until that bubble pops and Nvidia's worth nothing again.
Can't wait for that bubble to pop.
But it's coming, man. Like
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
They're fucked. Like they're so fucked the second that bubble pops and people go.
Unfortunately, we'll be fucked too. But you know,
so. You know, like, but yeah, like the subscription thing in theory is good. But Lemon, you brought up such a great point that games are like a creative endeavor and they take fucking ever, especially now. You know, like GTA, let's assume they waited until after Red Dead Redemption 2 to start GTA 6. That's still 8 years, right? Like that they've been working on GTA 6. And it's not even like they're saying, oh, it's coming out this year, but we know Rockstar and they could in like
I'm 50-50 on that November release date.
It's September. They could go actually 2027.
Yeah. Well, especially because now with the RAM shortage and everything like that, and prices going up everywhere, and a lot of people still not having adapted to the current gen consoles due to economic times with, you know, wage stagnation and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, they might look at it and be like, no, push it back more.
Would that really benefit them though? I mean, they have to get out sooner than later.
At this point,
I think you want to get that out sooner at this point.
It would.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, who's to say? And then I know there's also the rumors going around that, I know we're getting off topic at this point, but how they're not even do like a physical copy at launch, or they will do it at launch, but they're going to have the digital one released like a week early or something. And I'm just like, oh boy, that's going to be crazy drama right there. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, Bobby, go ahead. You're talking.
No, I was just saying that in a creative industry, the way that games work, right? Versus even movies. Like think about how many movies Netflix puts out, right? And how many shows. Those shows, those movies, like a show might take a year to get done for a season. A movie, they'll make that shit in 9 months. It's not 5, 6, 7, 8 years, right? For them to get a product done. And by then, the landscape has changed. Think about Concord, think about High Guard, right? Those were greenlit like around 2019, 2020.
Concord, I thought it was 2018, wasn't it? They've been working on that since Overwatch came out, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, if not earlier, because like, think about Concord was like a reply and a response to Overwatch. High Guard is like a reply to like Fortnite and MOBA
Apex
craze,
and
right?
Mix of everything, essentially.
Yeah. And man, let me tell you, this is again off topic, but I was looking through my Steam library and I saw Concord and I got a little sad. I was like, I actually really like that game. And then I looked at High Guard and I was like, I played the tutorial on PlayStation, downloaded it on Steam, and I just uninstalled it. I was like, I'm not going to play that again. I'm not going to touch that again. Like, that's how bad High Guard was. I loved Concord and I was like, this game sucks. Like, but that all being said, when these projects were greenlit and funded, that was 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And like you're thinking in your head, like, okay, we could make the next Overwatch. Well, like people don't give a shit about Overwatch anymore the way they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and people don't give a shit about like Fortnite and League the way they did. Sure, they're still popular, but they're not like the be all end all. Now the be all end all is like Helldivers and Arc Raiders, like the PvE style or heavily PvE style, like live service, right? Those are gaining a lot more.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, especially after our generation, again, part of it is due to how just the economics, unfortunately, have played out in terms of not having money to buy consoles and buy games and everything like that. That's why a lot of, especially younger gamers have flocked to these free-to-play offerings, and they have stuck with them for years. Yeah. And then when you have these companies saying, oh, we'll make the next big Roblox or the next Fortnite or something like that, you're really going to be able to get this guy or this girl who have been playing Fortnite for 7+ years over to your game. Yeah, good luck with that, or Roblox or anything like that. Like, I mean, heck, my nephew, who is 5 years old, he's been playing Roblox since he was 3 years old. And I'm just like, do you want to try another game? Every time we have a little family gathering at New Year's. And he's just like, nah, I want to play more Roblox. I'm just like, oh, God.
Yeah, I think I forget, there was a report that was done on that by a game industry.biz, I think, and they did do like a survey and everything, and it was that like, yeah, kids just aren't jumping into these, not of course not every kid, but a large percentage are really just playing like those Robloxes and Fortnites and whatnot.
Yep.
So of course that's part of the reasons why they're continuing to push for that, but it's just like, again, like we keep saying, it is to that point where like, keep making the same mistake until just can't make that same mistake anymore.
That's all it is, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what? What I'm really sad about is like, why is Haven still open? Like,
yeah, dude.
Like
that. We haven't even seen anything on that game. It's like,
is that the last person leave live or something like that from that?
Yeah, Jade Raymond left like 5 years ago, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Get rid of Blue Point, but let's keep. Yeah.
They must think it has they must think it has promise, which I'm sure they don't. But I mean, I just can't even imagine why that studio and that game didn't get canceled. I'm trying to think. I mean, they have the Horizon one that finally got announced, Hunter's Gathering. I don't know how well that's gonna kick off for them. I mean, I'll be honest, the game looks kind of cool and I do want to play it, but am I gonna stick with that? I have no clue. But like, those are the only two left. Those are the last two live service games I think potentially that we know of left.
Well, it's funny because you have the official Guerrilla one, right? And then you have that, what is it, NetEase is making that other one, the other Horizon style game. And that one looks closer to the style of the Horizon games that we know of. And I'm not saying that the more cartoony looking one can't be good or anything like that. I get sometimes, you can't have that same level of fidelity for a co-op style game where you have multiple people on servers. And like, I get that and everything. But the fact that more people are interested in the the non-gorilla game as kind of like, damn, that's whew.
Horizon itself as a franchise is kind of funky. I mean, they keep saying how well it sold, but they did some insane fire sales for it. So it's just kind of, is the franchise as hot as they think it is, or is just Herman Holst and his ego?
So, it's his ego. It's 100% his ego.
I feel like it's a mixing because people do play that. Like it's one of those weird ones.
It's a good game. Everyone who plays it enjoys it, but I don't.
Like the casual audience, they eat that shit up, dude. It's
I just don't know if it's sold as well.
I have to look it up, but there's a reason I'm like positive. It's like one of Sony's like best like selling games. It's that weird, the weird game that's like you wouldn't think it, but like the casual people, they eat that shit up, dude. I mean, it looks cool.
I don't think any of us are saying that Horizon is no one here is saying Horizon's a bad game. I definitely find enjoyment in it. I think it can be a little bloated in some areas, but overall, I think obviously it sells well. But I think the problem is that you have someone like Herman trying to push it instead of naturally letting it grow into something that it can become, right? They were not doing this with things like God of War or Uncharted or anything like that. They naturally let that stuff grow, and people liked it, and they asked for more, essentially, right? Now, yes, there are people asking for more Horizon. We want to know where Horizon 3 is going to go and everything like that. But you can't just try to stuff it down everyone else's throats. You got to let it naturally grow, I think, is the issue.
On the flip side, do people want the spinoffs, or they just want Horizon 3? Because I just want Horizon 3.
I think they just want Horizon 3 because didn't the Lego game bomb? They tried to make that Lego game bomb.
I'm sure it's that because the Lego one did not do well.
Yeah, I heard it really did do well, which is weird because I feel like Lego games are cheap enough that there's just free money. It's free.
It is. I mean, heck, it went on to Switch.
And then when they complained about it, like, ooh, that must have sold real bad.
It was on Switch, right?
Yeah, it was on Switch, PlayStation, and PC. Yeah,
that's why people kept thinking that God of War side scroller was going to be on Switch too.
That's crazy that one wasn't on Switch. That I felt like would have been a great Switch game.
Oh, for sure. See, super duper hardcore tangent. When you buy that game, you have to finish the game to unlock co-op.
Yeah.
Why? Why do I have to play? Right? Crazy. I was going to buy it and go co-op with someone, and like, oh, you have to finish the game. Like, I want to finish the game in co-op.
Yeah.
Right, sorry. Mini rant over.
Yeah, they were like, nah, Lemon, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck this Lemon guy. You can play it solo and then do co-op. You can play it twice.
Who names themselves after a piece of citrus?
Yeah, what the fuck? What a dipshit. Fuck this guy. He's sour all the goddamn time. That's why he's named that.
Yeah, I found what Lethal was asking about. So in terms of their track record for growing game IPs into franchises, okay? So the top one, shocker, I know, and this is back from March 2025. So I'm assuming we'll get some update for this in March of 2026, but as of right now, it's only February, right? As of right now, God of War, shocker, is at the top. It's been out forever. Mm-hmm. It's God of War, okay? Next after that is MLB The Show. That is, I know, extremely popular, especially amongst certain sports fans. And again, it's something that's been out for a long time. Gran Turismo, same idea. Aren't they on game 7, 8 right now or something like that? So again, so over time, right? It's just grown. Spider-Man being, has the Spider-Man IP attached to it. That's done extremely well itself. Destiny, I don't know. I know why they technically are including Destiny, but I personally don't. But again, they're allowed to because now they technically own them. The Last of Us, Uncharted, and then Horizon isn't at the final one. And Horizon does include the Lego game in this little graph thing that they have here, right? The ones that they don't include are going to be like the Ghost game, so Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote. I would assume would probably start to get up to where Horizon is, because if I remember correctly, Horizon Forbidden West only sold around the same amount as original Horizon Zero Dawn. Like it didn't actually surpass it, if I remember correctly. I'd have to look up the official numbers.
That's still good though.
I think Forbidden West. No, I think. I think Zero Dawn was something like 25 plus, and then Forbidden West was like 15.
Yeah, I'm looking at an article right now from BG Charts, and as of November 14th of 2025, Horizon series topped 40 million units sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was before Lego. So now it's like 40.0001 million.
I'm about to say, oh, so they added like 1,000 maybe.
Yeah. 1,500, 40,1,500 units.
Yeah,
I saw that Lego Horizon at Costco, and it was like $20, and I was like, no.
Nah.
Nah.
Needs to get
And I
a
love
little cheaper.
Yeah.
Right.
How about 10?
Oh, I was gonna say like 5, but yeah,
I don't play Lego games. I
that's true.
just it's too much.
Yeah, you give me something you give me like any game for $10, like I'll buy it.
Actually, that's true.
like
That's true.
I bought
I have
Anthem for $5.
I have so many games in my game cabinet that are like $10, still sealed. I'm never gonna play them.
Yep, and you need to get on that stuff, but apparently
$5.
you can't watch a movie for 2 hours because it will affect your backlog. So
Yeah, I got games to play, Talon. I don't got movies to watch. I got games to play. It's called priorities, man.
all right, let's move away from PlayStation's boneheaded move, and hopefully Herman gets welcome to leave in the future.
Let's see who's the next studio to go.
But who is the next idiot on our list? Well, we've got Microsoft here, and oh boy. So for those of you who don't know or happen to just be joining us right now at this particular moment, or have skipped ahead if you're watching this in video format later on, yeah. So as of a little background real quick, as of I believe July 2025, Phil said he had no plans to retire or anything. Well, fast forward to February 21st, 2026, 21st here in Japan, 20th over in the States. Phil Spencer is retiring. Sarah Bond has resigned, which a lot of people thought she was going to simply take his place. Matt Booty is becoming the Xbox Chief Content Officer, and a new woman named Asha Sharma, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, from Microsoft Core AI, is named Microsoft Gaming CEO. I am sure nothing is going to go wrong, and that AI going into more Xbox stuff is totally going to help everything. Sarcasm gif right here if you have it. Oh boy. All right. Lethal, you went with the Xbox first. Bobby, I want to know your thoughts on this. Oh boy, he's preparing now.
So first of all, I've been saying for probably 3, maybe 4 years that Phil Spencer probably needs to get the fuck out.
Yes, we have it on record
Again,
too.
yeah, again, like I feel like I like Phil. I go like Phil seems like he's genuinely excited about games, but he does not know how to lead a company at all. I feel like he did not retire. I feel like let's put it this way. I feel like he retired the same way that Jim Ryan probably retired.
Yep, agree.
In that he was like, hey, they called him in and were like, hey, you should probably retire now. Especially when they were like, oh yeah, Phil's retirement is effective immediately. Like he's gone on Monday.
I think that was a big shocker thing to see as well. I was just like, guys, like, I think like, even when Jim Ryan was, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be leaving soon, and then it was like a couple months later that he left. This was like, yeah, no, in like 2 days he's gone. It's like, oh
yeah. If that doesn't tell you that this was a very abrupt, like, hey, we're gonna have you leave now, bud.
Yeah.
I don't know what will. Sarah Bond leaving is also another indication that this was probably not a, oh yeah, I'm just gonna retire. Like Sarah Bond has been with Phil Spencer in terms of like his plan and all that for some years now. Like she's been a pivotal part of like the messaging and stuff that he's been putting out for quite some time. And all of a sudden he retires, quote unquote, and she resigns on the same day. That in itself is very telling as to what might have happened. Now the new, what is she? The head of Xbox? Is that what the title is?
The Asha woman, Asha Sharma.
Yes,
she is the Microsoft. She is now Microsoft Gaming CEO. Because remember, Xbox is basically just Microsoft Gaming at this point.
Yeah. So with her, she came out with like the perfectly crafted thing of we're moving towards bringing back creativity and embracing the core gamer and
Well, it's funny because the moment she said I have her quote right here. It says, "We will recommit to our core Xbox fans and players who have invested with us for the past 25 years and to developers who have built the expansive universes and experiences that are embraced by players across the world." So she says that. That actually sounds like, okay, we're going to reel it back here. We're going to focus on the games and everything like that. And then literally right down here, gaming now lives across devices, not within limits of any single piece of hardware. As we expand across PC, mobile, and cloud, Xbox should feel seamless, instant, and worthy of the communities we serve. We'll break down barriers so developers can build once and reach players everywhere without compromise. Third, future of play. And then she goes into some AI talk, essentially. I'm just like...
So Tal, I need you to quickly... Where did she come from?
As of right now,
AI.
AI. Yeah, no, I know. That's
Claude wrote that. There's a reason why it jumps between. I'm surprised they must have had to erase the emotes because probably. I'm sure there would have been a couple.
Probably
of
it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, again, the moment I saw her title or what the title she had, and then what she was becoming, I'm like, oh God, here comes the AI. But you saw people trying to defend it at first because of that first little statement, and then.
Who are those people, Tallen? They're fanboys.
Yeah, I know they're fanboys. I know. They're fanboys.
Any bone, any morsel of a bone.
I know. No, I get it. But I have to state it here for anybody who might see that themselves or think it or see different. I had to state it. So, yeah, no, she's coming from my AI, and we already know that they've been trying to implement AI into Xbox stuff. What was it? Bobby, correct me if I'm wrong. The new Halo remake, like they're trying to implement a bunch of AI stuff with helping that potentially. And even though, to my knowledge, no company in the world right now has seen profits from AI or something like that, or the benefits of it or something. I'm probably misquoting something, but
no AI has turned a profit. It's just been an extreme.
Well, it's brutal money burn at this point. I mean, ChatGPT is effectively full money burn to an extent we've never seen in a corporation. And it's funded by the circle between NVIDIA and them. It actually looks just like how the stock market's held up by BlackRock and stuff. They keep buying each other's ETFs and shares. It's the same way with ChatGPT, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. Mm-hmm. Like it's literally a circle. They're buying each other's. And that's what makes it such a brutal bubble, because when those do pop, it will take down the market to a level we've never seen before. So sleep tight.
Say goodbye to your 401ks and everything.
Say goodbye to money in general.
I'll be fine. Good luck for you guys.
No, this is just Satya Nadella is like this is too much of a money burn. We need to put this money back in AI because they think there's more profit in that than Xbox.
Well, they need it to work because they've been so heavily invested in it. They've been publicly just, trying to get everyone to do it. And lo and behold, it's not working. And so they need it to work. But the more they need it to work, the less it's going to. And guess what? Not a bubble popping is a coming. And oh boy.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. Real talk.
Ethan, what are your thoughts on all this? We haven't asked you yet. What are your thoughts on all of the?
I'm just over gaming, bro. I'm just kidding. Listening to all this is just depressing, man. I don't even know. I'm just I go back to thinking about Phil Spencer, that part, and it's just it's kind of sad, man. You're looking at a man who basically grew with Microsoft for I think he posted it was 38 years, and what a way to go out, And I agree pretty much with the sentiment here. I also agree. No one announces their retirement. It's in 3 days. That just doesn't make any sense. Nobody does that. Clearly something happened behind scenes or whatever, and maybe this was his way of going out as a retirement, then maybe getting the boot come Monday or something. I mean, the whole Sarah Bond situation too, she just resigned, it's just straight up she just resigned out of nowhere, and she was clearly set up to be this next person to step up. And so then it's out of nowhere this other person comes in from the AI division or whatever, and it's as if the writing wasn't already on the wall. I'd mentioned, I think before, in a Discord, it's like you're just continuously watching this company continue to crumble. And then like I don't believe anything she says. There's people who are like having hope, right? They're like, oh, she wants to focus on Xbox again, right? No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
I promise you, no, she doesn't. Because that's everybody's gonna say that. That's what Phil said for how many years, and look what happened. No, she doesn't. You know, she's not gonna sit here and bring back the Xbox. And at this point too, it's like, if that is the case, how are you bringing back Xbox? Because she wants to like, you know, again, focus back on the console, focus back on Xbox as a brand and identity, and you know, all its community. Like, what community? You guys butchered it for the past like 10, 20 years, whatever, at this point, that it's consistently just been diluted to the point where nobody even knows what the hell Xbox is. That's how bad you guys messed that up. And at this point, I was saying it before to my other friends, I was like, at this point, just, you know, either you absorb and you just suck up Xbox into Microsoft, or you just axe it completely. There's no turning that around. You had more of a chance, you know, pushing with Phil Spencer than you did with her. And one of the things that was annoying too is like, I don't know if we went over like her email or whatever that she sent out to Microsoft staff, but it was something about on the lines of like, it's all about the games, and you know that's what matters, is about the games and shit. And I'm like, well, Phil said the same thing, and look what happened. If I were to believe that coming from anybody, I believed it more coming from Phil than I would you.
I think the average person would believe Phil over an AI, you know, headstrong person. So, yeah.
Right. And she doesn't even have like a background in games. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, did they just go into like the corporate building? It was like, yo, who wants to be the next Xbox CEO? Like, did they just pass it around like as a title card or something? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I know she has Matt Booty there to help her. I know Matt Booty's been with the company for a long time too. And it's that thing of like, there's no hope for this company, man. And it's a shame, because I think we've all talked about this plenty of times where, you know, we don't want Xbox to go. We want that direct competition. You know, we've said this so many times in the past, like, you know, as much as the world, or, you know, I guess you could say maybe the Sony fanboys, like, they want Xbox gone. It's like, no, you don't. You really don't want that.
Because look what's happening right now.
As if PlayStation is doing any better. Because there's some people who are still championing the console war stuff, which is insane at this point. How your people are still doing that to this day, it's baffling. But
it's their image, dude. It's the only reason they do it. They do it because if they don't, then they become irrelevant. That's the
It's crazy, man. You just to look at the state of Xbox, because I feel like, you know, you taking out Phil, to me, just that's like the biggest like the signal of like, it's gone. Like that company is gone. She's not bringing it back. I know she's not bringing it back. And you know, people are like, oh, let's wait and see it. Like, all right, dude. Continue waiting to see and see nothing. You see absolutely nothing, bro.
No, this is Microsoft winding down Xbox. Full stop.
That's what I think too.
You don't retire. 100%. You don't resign like that. So see, if you notice, like, CEOs don't get fired. They resign. That's the golden parachutes for. Yep. They got fired. Satya Nadella came and fired them. They're gone now because of that. This is them winding it down because it's just not profitable for them. They don't see money like they think they see with AI. Right, it's just not worth the money burn for them anymore. And it's funding they could put towards another data center and some poor, you know, community that desperately needs the water that they're going to drink up. I mean, that's all this is. Like, I fully see Xbox being gone within the next 12 months. Gone. Yeah,
like, I said the gone. Same thing. I'm like, I don't think you see Xbox next year. No, I really don't think you see it. I think it'll be gone. You can't flip this brand. There's just no way to flip it. It's completely done. I felt like, especially after this, it's like, no, like, it really is like it's done, dude. You're not flipping this background. There's no way.
I have to ask you guys then, because I know people will make the comments about this later on. Is Xbox is making their next console? They keep peddling that and everything. What is your response to that?
It's just gonna be a Windows button.
What's the point, bro?
Like, that's the whole. Yeah. So the whole reason why the Xbox was even made was because Bill Gates in 1999, 2000 wanted to get a computer in the living room. That was the whole point. And the Xbox One was them literally driving that one home, and it did not work out for them. But that they have no. And gaming is a tangential thing. They just want a box to stream in your living room. Right, that's all they wanted. And so it never panned out. They kept staying with games, but it was never a big thing for them. And you saw that after the 360. Like, Microsoft's just there for whatever quick buck they can make. Like every corporation. I'm not going to throw them under the bus anymore than they do anyone else. I mean, and now it's just not there anymore for them. They just don't see the money.
On top of that, it's like they don't even have Halo, man. Like, their mascot, like, games and everything. Like, I don't even know what their identity is. Like, I think everybody says that. Like, you fumbled Halo. You're trying to bring it back now, but it was like out of the spotlight for so long. I had a conversation too where I was like, I can't even go back and name to like the big standout games of the last Xbox generation or the current one, you could say. I can't even pull you a couple out of the hat that were like stand out. Oh my God. I can't even. I'm still thinking about Bobby playing the damn vampire game. What the hell was it called?
Redfall.
Hey, what was that called?
Redfall, yeah. That's the most fun
Oh.
I had all Xbox generation. Was playing.
Oh, you didn't
yeah.
enjoy trying to spend 60 hours on Starfield to finally get to the apparently the good stuff?
Yeah, I forgot about Starfield. But that's what I'm saying. Like how sad. How
See, I forgot
that
about
was,
Starfield.
That's my
the
point.
How 2.0 is going to come out? It's going to change everything. It's going to make it so good.
That was literally Bethesda's like next big game, and like even that's my point. Like even that wasn't like memorable to some degree, and it's sad, man. That's how you know like the magic is gone down there, and it's been going on for a while, and it's a shame because there are those like those few games that were amazing. Like what was it one recently? South of Midnight was really great. Like they do have like those those amazing games in that catalog, but there wasn't that there wasn't the big like Last of Us that I think everybody was waiting for to come out of like Xbox, and
Dude,
so
yeah, like Indiana Jones is fantastic. What happened with
game
like
is good.
Hellblade? Like what happened with Hellblade?
Two,
Come on,
wasn't
man.
two ridiculed by a lot of people because they thought one was better?
It's weird because
Yeah,
they're both like 5-hour games that are effectively tech demos on how to make really immersive games. Like I feel like people really hung their hat on Hellblade 2 for some reason, even the first. I never played it. I was like, oh, it's so cool. You have to play with headphones and stuff. Like, why does no one tell me about the gameplay of this game? It's always, the sound design is so cool. Like, I'm not listening to a fucking album here. I want to play a game. Yeah. And no one talks about it.
It's funny because some people will say like, oh, the PlayStation games are just, interactive movies or something like that. I'm like, have you played God of War Ragnarok? Like, I can actually play that game and talk about it. And so
people hold MGS as like one of the best franchises of all time. There's 50-minute cutscenes, and that's normal. Like, let's take a step back here, guys. Come on now.
Well, I mean, MG4 is coming out, so get ready. I guarantee it. You are gonna see articles and videos being like, "What the heck is this? This cutscene for the opener is like an hour long." It's like, yeah, that's MG4 right there for you, buddy.
And they had to cut that down too. It used to be longer.
Yeah, it used to be longer, man.
Wait till the director's cut.
yeah. I don't actually think Xbox is going to be gone. I think they're gonna clutch that brand to death.
No, I think they're gonna sell it. I think they're gonna sell it off to someone like Oracle.
I think they're gonna clutch it to death. They're gonna keep that name. But it is going to be Microsoft Gaming. Like I first thing on the chopping block, I guarantee you, and this is what I think is going to be gone within a year, is Game Pass.
Game Pass is
trying to hit that 30%. What is it? Trying to hit? Aren't they trying to hit like 30% revenue margins or something like that? Or that's the rumor, I guess, right now.
Well, they're going multi-play. You can't have Game Pass anywhere outside of Xbox, and so if Xbox is gone, you don't have Game Pass anymore.
No, that's true.
But
the money's made on PlayStation right now.
The other thing I think that's going to go is Play Anywhere, because from my understanding, that was like Sarah Bond's thing.
Oh, buy a certain copy of the game and you can play it on PC and Xbox regardless.
Yeah, when like you're going to have Satya go, okay, so why are we doing this? Because like we could be selling these people 2 copies of the game.
I don't know though, with how expensive everything's getting to build computers, or just build consoles or anything computer related. The notion of renting computers now is becoming a lot more common because no one can afford to make anything anymore. I think that the way things are playing out now with the shortage of parts might push cloud gaming.
Oh, they're going to try. They've been trying. Let's be perfect.
Oh, they're going to try for sure. But
I think this might be the time, just due to the economy of how things are now, might see it becoming a necessity, not a gimmick.
I mean, what is RAM right now? Corsair RAM. Let's just do 32 gigabytes. Let's do 32 gigabytes. Oh,
it's like $500,
buddy. Right now, let's see. This is GDR4, I think. Yes, it's DDR4 right here. I almost said GDR4, DDR4. I'm thinking GPUs and everything. DDR4 Vengeance 32 gigabytes is at least in yen, the equivalent of $400 essentially.
Oh God, that's gross.
Yeah, but aren't things marked up more over there generally anyway?
It depends, yeah. Right now, so Corsair DDR5 RAM, 32 gigabytes, 56,000 yen. That feels like paying basically feels like paying $560, give or take. So in dollars, that's probably around 450 or so, give or take. And it just keeps going up and up and up.
If I'm going down to Best Buy, it's $250 for DDR4 32 gig kit.
Yeah.
And then for DDR5, it is $411.
Yeah.
I don't know how good Crucial is. Crucial DDR5 RAM 32 gigabytes.
If it holds some fucking storage in any way, it's good enough. That's how bad it is. No, Crucial is the brand that I forgot the actual name of the company. That's their consumer brand. That they just they said they're going to stop making them.
Crucial's because that brand. They're only doing for enterprise now.
It's like SK
Hynix Samsung's M.2s. We got the 990 Evo Plus 1 terabyte. That is that the newest one? I don't know if it is the newest one.
I don't know.
Oh, it's Gen 4. Gen 4. Oh, no, Gen 4 times 4 and Gen 5. Okay. That is 25,000 yen. So that's $180, give or take. The 99 Pro SSD M.2 is at basically 31,000 yen, which is $270. And that's for a terabyte. That's not 2 or 4 or anything like that. That's 1 terabyte. You should be able to get 1 terabyte M.2s for under $100 sometimes.
I got my 2 terabyte, and it's some weird Amazon brand from China, but I don't know. I don't even remember the brand. It was some random thing I found.
No, I got a local Japan one for my PS5 years ago, and it's been working flawlessly. I'm not saying you have to go with Samsung or anything like that. I'm just simply saying the prices are just.
Oh yeah, they're ridiculous.
They're ridiculous. I mean, here I cut out because I'm on Amazon right now. M.2 is 1 terabyte. I hit enter. I mean, you're getting Crucial, Samsung, another Crucial one, Kingston. I mean, again, these are all 1 terabytes. Kingston's trying to sell 1 terabyte for effectively $220. And I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? This is ridiculous.
So the market will bear. I mean, all the stocks bought up.
Yep.
Just so we can make, so we have significant others who are ChatGPT. It's great.
Just so Claude can tell us what to do.
Yep.
Except for Claude 4, was it 4.0 or 4.0? That one's gone now. All the SOs there are gone. Rip.
All right, let me ask you guys this. So we'll wrap up the video part of this at least. Where do you? It's both PlayStation and Xbox. Just keep it as short as you want, or don't try to go too long. Where do you think we are going to see them in 12 months? So, AKA a year. So, early 2027. Where do you think we're going to see them? Do you think that we are going to continue to see all the normal stuff, whether it's state of plays, the same games coming out, hardware, whatever? Or do you think by, again, early 2027, Microsoft has completely absorbed Xbox and we never see Xbox in the naming? Do you think PlayStation finally gets the rest of its live service stuff? Do you think they got more single player stuff? What are your overall thoughts? Lemon, let's start with you.
Yay. I think I'm still hanging on to, I think Xbox as a whole is gone. I generally think Microsoft will sell off their franchises to someone.
Okay.
I just don't think they see value in it anymore. PlayStation, I think it's going to be exactly what we have now. It's just going to be a whole lot of studios are trying to get a game out the door, but just can't because of corporate bloat. I mean, Insomniac is carrying PlayStation on their back right now. Get Naughty Dog's game eventually, but I think it's going to be probably closer to 2026 now. Let's say 8. Yeah, it'll probably be a PS6 launch title whenever that comes out. Hoping it's later than now because we're still just now hitting the stride of the PS5.
Okay. Lethal, where do you think they're going to be in the next 12 months?
I think they're going to be gone. It's just going to be Nintendo dominating. Nintendo's not going to have any competition. PlayStation fumbled, Xbox fumbled, and it's just going to be Nintendo, man. No, I'm just kidding. I think for real, Xbox will be gone. I agree with Lemon there. I've been saying the same thing. I think Xbox is probably gone in a year. And then I think PlayStation will probably still be in the same boat, but I do think that they're gonna. I'm hoping that by them canceling the live service games, they've already made that pivot to really start trying to get back on track here with some stellar single player games. But that might be some copium. But on top of that, I'm hoping that we get another portable, an actual dedicated portable. And I'm hoping that we get support for all these games to be on that portable. That's like my dream case scenario a year from now. Is that going to happen? Most definitely not. We'll probably get some more live service games, but I like to think that we're going to get some bangers on that end, and then Nintendo will just continue thriving, bro. I know Nintendo wasn't a part of this, but I'm adding them in there anyways because Nintendo just be Nintendoing, and so I want to see. I don't know, bro. I want to see Xbox still stay, but I know that's just not going to be the case, man. They really are going to just be pretty much gone at this point. So I think it is just a PlayStation Nintendo discussion, I think, in 12 months.
Okay. And Bobby, where do you think they're going to be?
I think Microsoft will stay in gaming. You guys got to remember, like, gaming for Microsoft makes more than Windows now. So I don't see them abandoning gaming or selling off. I see them taking things and absolutely like homogenizing and monetizing the shit out of them. Right. We're going to continue to see like Call of Duty, new Minecraft game. That kind of thing is going to be happening. I do think that Game Pass will be gone within a year for sure. I do not see how that survives without Phil. I also do think that Play Anywhere is gone. PlayStation, I gotta hope that they're gonna correct course and understand, like, yeah, you had like the live service thing, you had a dream, but you got lucky with Helldivers.
That's it.
So like cut your losses. Like, and you have MLB, you have Gran Turismo. So like just let that be what what you do. Put out another Gran Turismo for fuck's sake. Like, you know what I mean? Like Gran Turismo 7 was like 2021.
I think so. Yeah.
Like
2021, 2022, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do another Gran Turismo within a few years, call it Gran Turismo 8, make it a live service again, and then people will pay for it for 5 years, and then you make another one like they do with Forza.
Yeah.
Like, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I don't think PlayStation is necessarily going anywhere, like in terms of like, oh, they're gonna be like gone because
I
they've
don't think anyone
collapsed.
thinks they're going to be completely gone or anything. I was just more curious about where do you think they're going to try course correcting, doubling down on things, that type of stuff. So,
Yeah, I hope that they course correct because they have had some pretty massive fumbles this gen. Like I loved Concord, but like I understand it was not a game that people wanted or liked. Like, but I loved it because it was old school, like almost Unreal Tournament. You know, like that super old school. Like it almost felt like Halo to me, and so I was cool with it. But like nobody else gave a shit about that game, and that's fine. Like so, it failed. Uh, and you like I said, you have Helldivers, so like just cut your losses, take your wins, make a Helldivers 3 and be like, hey, you want to put it on Xbox? Go ahead. They won't be around in a year, like Lethal said. So
all right. And
it's
I
just one of
think,
those things where, yeah, we got to just like have them fixing their shit.
yeah. I think for me personally, I'm going to probably say that I think Game Pass will be gone, or it's going to be stripped down, or maybe they only focus on the cloud gaming side of it, trying to give away, day ones and all that stuff. I don't think they're going to be doing that anymore. I personally think Microsoft is not going to get rid of Xbox, but they are going to do something to where, to the basically extent of, you either do not see the Xbox name as much, or like try to blend something together, or just do something that maybe from outside might look one particular way, but in the end, they're solely obviously going to be focused on software and getting it out everywhere and AI, and that's all they're going to really focus on. In terms of PlayStation, I think until you get Herman out of there, they are going to try doubling down on the live service stuff, in my personal opinion, which clearly has been working for them. And I do fear for some of the games. I don't think we'll see something like Naughty Dog's new game until minimum late 2027, maybe early 2028. I mean, there's already been news about Crunch returning to the office because they missed several deadlines trying to get a demo to higher ups to show them what they're making essentially. When they, for the last couple of years or something like that, was trying to get rid of Crunch. So we'll see how well that goes. And obviously with all of the RAM shortages and the economy and the AI bubbles and everything like that, it's gonna get nasty before things start to hopefully get better eventually. So that's where my thoughts are, at the least. So, but let us know your thoughts down below in the comments, guys. What are your personal thoughts when it comes to PlayStation and Xbox basically being dumbasses? Do you think this is gonna work out for them in the long run? Do you think we're all doomed? Do you think Nintendo is gonna be the only console left like Lethal did for a split second there? Let us know all your thoughts below in the comments. And of course, if you love these discussions, then make sure to join us live or like the video, comment below, and we'll comment back as much as we possibly can. With that being said, I've been Tallen with Bobby, Lethal, and Lemon here on Direct Gaming. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Johnny.
Huh?
I should have said that Sega's coming back